World War II was a monumental event that reshaped the globe, and there are countless fascinating facts that often go unnoticed. For instance, did you know that it was the deadliest conflict in human history, with an estimated 70 to 85 million fatalities? That's about 3 to 4% of the world's population at the time. Another striking fact is that the war saw the first use of nuclear weapons. The United States dropped atomic bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki in August 1945, leading to Japan's surrender and marking the end of the war. This event not only changed the course of history, but also sparked a nuclear arms race that continues to this day. Speaking of Japan, their military strategy included a surprise attack on Pearl Harbor on December 7, 1941. This attack propelled the United States into the war and is often remembered as a pivotal moment in American history. Interestingly, the attack was not just a military operation. It was also a calculated gamble by Japan to weaken the U.S. Pacific Fleet. On the European front, the Battle of Stalingrad marked a significant turning point. It was one of the bloodiest battles in history, with estimates of over 2 million casualties. The Soviet Union's victory there halted the German advance into the east and began a series of offensives that would eventually push the Nazis back. Another intriguing aspect is the role of women during the war. With so many men enlisted, women stepped into roles traditionally held by men, working in factories, serving in the military, and even piloting planes. The iconic figure of Rosie the Riveter became a symbol of female empowerment during this era. The war also saw the establishment of the United Nations in 1945, aimed at fostering international cooperation and preventing future conflicts. This organization was born out of the desire to create a more peaceful world after the devastation of the war. And let's not forget about the technological advancements that emerged from the war. Radar, jet engines, and even the beginnings of computer technology were all accelerated due to wartime needs. The war spurred innovation that would shape the modern world. The Holocaust remains one of the darkest chapters of World War II. Approximately 6 million Jews were systematically exterminated by the Nazis, alongside millions of others, including Romani people, disabled individuals, and political dissidents. This atrocity serves as a stark reminder of the consequences of hatred and intolerance. In the Pacific theater, the island-hopping strategy used by the Allies was crucial in reclaiming territory from Japan. This involved capturing strategically important islands and using them as bases for further attacks, ultimately leading to Japan's defeat. The war also had a profound impact on colonialism. Many colonies in Asia and Africa began to seek independence after the war, inspired by the principles of self-determination that were highlighted during the conflict. The D-Day invasion on June 6, 1944, was one of the largest amphibious military assaults in history. Allied forces stormed the beaches of Normandy, marking the beginning of the liberation of Western Europe from Nazi control. Another lesser-known fact is that the war led to the creation of the first-ever jet fighter, the Messerschmitt Me 262, which was introduced by Germany. Although it arrived too late to change the course of the war, it paved the way for future advancements in aviation. The war also saw the use of propaganda on an unprecedented scale. Governments used films, posters, and radio broadcasts to rally support for the war effort, demonize the enemy, and encourage enlistment. In terms of espionage, the war was a hotbed of intelligence operations. The Allies and Axis powers engaged in a high-stakes game of deception, with spies playing crucial roles in gathering information and sabotaging enemy plans. Lastly, the legacy of World War II continues to influence global politics today. The Cold War, which followed the conflict, was shaped by the ideological battle between the United States and the Soviet Union, both of which emerged as superpowers. These facts barely scratch the surface of World War II's complexity and impact. The war was not just a series of battles, it was a profound human experience that continues to resonate in our world today.